Let's get more on this now and join our assistant political editor Norman Smith at Westminster. And Norman, this is an absolutely key speech for UKIP today, for Nigel Farage, but a lot of questions being raised as well.
Yeah, Anita, I guess a lot of the attention today is going to focus on what looks suspiciously like a policy U-turn on immigration, because UKIP's migration spokesman just over the weekend was stressing the party wanted to get the number of foreign workers down to 50,000. Overnight, in an article in the Daily Telegraph, the party leader, Nigel Farage, boshed that idea, saying we're not going to have arbitrary figures. Well, I'll be speaking to Mr. Farage in a couple of minutes, but first let me just give you a taste of what Steve Wolfe, the migration spokesman, said to me last week. What would be your net migration target then?
Well, we have said on many times that we would seek to have a cap of 50,000 on those coming here to work for a period of 5 years. I think there just has to be a period of reflection. And then after a 5-year period, then we can assess whether that has actually impacted the economy safely so that we can plan for all the things that we've talked about.
So just to be clear, you would get it down to 50,000 by the end of 5 years?
No, we'd seek to do that if we were elected immediately, to have, in the next year, 50,000 would be our target.
So that was Stephen Wolfe, Nigel Farage, no ifs, no buts. It's a U-turn.
No, it isn't a U-turn. We've looked at the figure.
Well, how's it not a U-turn? He says 50,000, and you say not a U-turn.
I don't think we get anywhere near 50,000. We've looked at the figures very closely. 27,000 people last year would have qualified under the Australian-style point system to come into this country. I can't see us getting anywhere near 50,000. But I will say this: there's been an obsession with caps, floors, ceilings, targets, all through British politics. I don't think the public are interested or believe any of it.
Do you have a cap now?
No, I want to return.
So you don't have a cap. He says you do have a cap. What is it?
No, I sat with him yesterday. Policies evolve, they develop, they move on. I don't want the emphasis from today to be what our cap is. What I want it to be today is the fact that UKIP is putting forward a policy that will take immigration into Britain back to normal. And
well, what is normal?
Well, normal was from 1950 until the year 2000.
But in terms of numbers?
Between 20 and 50,000 people.
So you do have a figure, 20 to 50,000?
Yes, 20 to 50,000.
So is 50,000 a cap?
No, I'm not getting caught up with ridiculous arguments about caps. Why don't we discuss what UKIP say?
OK, well, are there any other U-turns on immigration we should know about?
There's no U-turn, there's a change of emphasis. Rather than talking about caps, we're talking about policy.
OK, well, let's talk about the policy. Are you still committed to saying to migrants you have to have a job paying £27,000 a year before you can come here?
Well, that is part of the point system. What we are committed to is people...
That is part of your policy?
No, there will be no statement that it is £27,000.
Steve Wolfe says £27,000 is the salary.
It is likely to be £27,000 a year. There might be the odd exception. What we want is this. We want people with skills and trades they can bring to Britain. We want people who haven't got a criminal record. We want people who haven't got a life-threatening illness. We want people who, when they come, bring health insurance with them and don't qualify for benefits until they've been here for 5 years. That is the common sense approach.
OK, but I watched you on GMTV this morning, and you were saying the 50,000 figure was irrelevant because there was a number of foreign workers coming here. Then on Breakfast News you said the 27,000 figures. Then on the Today programme you said we should stop obsessing about numbers. I mean, the impression is you're just making it up as you go along. 27,000 people last year would have qualified under the system UKIP is putting forward today. That figure will go up some years, it'll go down others. What is for certain is that currently net immigration into Britain is running at 10 times per annum what it did for the last half of the 20th century. And our proposals today will take us back to normal. OK, what happens with the NHS? Are they going to be subject to this cap? Are they going to qualify as high-skilled workers? Because nurses only get paid, what, less than
£23,000.
So what's going to happen to nurses?
As I said, £27,000 is not absolute. There will be some people with skills like nurses. Although, can I just say, longer term, we should be training our own nurses.
OK, but nurses are going to be exempt from this high-skilled workers policy.
What we're going to do is set up a watchdog to look at this. There are no hard and fast. Everything
will they be independent to decide what the figure should be?
Yes,
so they should decide 50,000, 100,000?
Everything. No. Their job,
if they're independent,
their job will be to enforce it and to make sure that it's being done properly. What I'm saying today is we need a degree of flexibility about how we do this. What we do not need is the continuing mass migration into Britain of unskilled, low-paid workers.
OK, you say we've got to stop talking about numbers and caps and so on and so forth. Isn't the point about it it gives people something they can judge you against, measure you against. If it's just left to you, we've no idea.
Our intention is to bring net immigration into Britain back to 20 to 50,000 a year.
OK, so that does sound...